Have you ever asked yourself the question, how do I stop eating? How do I stop this compulsive overeating? What do I do? Hi, I'm Dr. Greg Jantz. I am what's called a certified eating disorder specialist, and I also work in a role as a consultant to those who are studying eating disorders. And I can tell you, compulsive overeating is something that when it gets a hold of you, and I'm going to describe this in simple layman's terms, it compels you to do things that you don't really want to do. And that's the compulsion. And there's first an obsession in the mind that says, I want this, no, I don't want this. And you have this torturous dialogue in your brain. And then you find, I'm compulsed or compelled to turn to this food. Oftentimes, let's just say fast food, highly refined foods, sweet foods, ice cream, and you move into, at times, a binge or a grazing. And I just want to, there's two things to look at. One is emotional eating, and I know we've heard this term. Am I bored, hungry, stressed, overwhelmed? Am I struggling with dealing with anger, frustrations, fear, anxiety, guilt? These are some of the emotions that can be behind. And I just want to mention this again. So binge eating disorder is also another reason. And this it can be the next step, because I'm compulsively overeating, eating what I don't want to, and then I'm turned into a full-fledged binge eating disorder. So whenever I eat, maybe like a person struggles with alcohol, I just start drinking too much, and that's what happens. So it's out of control. You want to stop it. It's like an addiction, but you find that you can't. All right, just a couple thoughts, and there's a lot more in the article, but mindful eating, do a little bit of digging on mindfulness and what that really means. It's, you would probably think, I would be mindful if I could, but that doesn't work. Even focusing on each bite, using a timer, how long that you're eating, and beginning to break up an old pattern. The other is identify triggers. There could be triggers, situations, emotions, people. Again, that anger, fear, or guilt. What's the emotion behind my compulsion to eat? And then it's difficult, I get it, to create a routine, but create a routine. Maybe one of the routines is I'm going to drink a complete bottle of water, I don't care what size, before I start eating. I'm going to have certain time frames in which I'm going to eat. Can you put those kind of boundaries or guardrails up? Just a couple simple solutions, but here's the thing. I know that compulsive eating that leads to binge eating can just be all-consuming and take control. And it can be scary, and people can have so much shame that they decide, I can never ask for help. And so my challenge is be brave and be bold, and when you know that this has been going on a long time and it's not getting better, in fact it's getting worse, it's time to ask for help. And I've never met anybody who's regretted asking for help. I usually see folks through the years who say, I wish I would have gotten help sooner. So there is help. And binge eating, compulsive overeating, yes, it can be dealt with.